Hello, and welcome back to another vlog. I have driven about 6 hours in the last 24 hours, which isn't that far, but it's a lot for me. I kind of hate driving. I was supposed to make it all the way to Vegas today. I finally left winter in Salt Lake City, but I wanted to make it to Vegas because that's the closest gym that I have a membership to, but that's still like 2 hours away and I'm really tired. But I did hike, so I do want to shower. I stopped at a Love's truck stop. I have never showered here before, but I know a lot of people that do, so I think I'm just gonna like go in and see if they'll let me, and then I'll take you guys with me on my night tonight. Because I'm probably just gonna end up sleeping here too. It's like 6 o'clock now, but I'm like, if I go in and shower and put my window covers up, I would love to just like be cozy for a few hours before tomorrow I have a big chore day. So that's the plan. I don't hate sleeping in gas station parking lots. I know a lot of like van lifers would probably try to avoid it at all costs. For me, if I'm not gonna be like outside camping type vibe anyway, and I'm just gonna be inside my van, it's super convenient because it's like right off the highway and I can get gas here, I can shower here, versus like going to find a campsite where I can't get any of those errands done. Typically only do it on like long road trips, but it is super convenient. Okay, let's go figure out this shower situation. Okay, I just checked in. There's like a 10-minute wait, so I'm waiting in the little subway that's attached to it. I think you get like a whole shower room, so it might be nicer than Planet Fitness. It costs like $17, which is kind of a lot for a shower, but desperate times. Okay, we are in. Here's the little shower room. It's nice. You get your own like toilet shower area, vanity. And then there's the shower. It looks nice enough. They also give you a towel, so I didn't even have to bring one in here. That was honestly one of the best showers that I've had on the road. The water pressure was awesome, way better than Planet Fitness, and now I have the storeroom to get ready. So I'm feeling like it was definitely worth the $17. Would I do this like every day? No. But to like treat myself on long road trips, yes. I like half blow dried my hair, but it is so hot in here, I've got to get out. We're letting the rest air dry. I know for a fact that it's gonna be cold outside, so I'm preemptively putting on my sweatshirt even though I'm dying. Okay, let's go. I'm back. Wow, what a great experience, honestly. 10 out of 10 would recommend truck stop showers. I don't know why in my head they were like a little bit sketchy and like dirty. They were so clean. They cleaned them between every use and it wasn't sketchy at all. I didn't even see anyone else. Like everyone has their own shower room. Not only does it lock when you go in, you have a pin code, but then there's like a deadbolt lock too. So felt super safe. It's crazy because it's 7 o'clock right now and it's still like totally daylight. There's like an hour left of daylight and I love this because it's feeling like summer, and I've been waiting for summer for so long. I've been trying to get away from winter. But since I'm not going anywhere else tonight and I kind of want to like get cozy, I'm gonna go ahead and put all my window covers up just so I don't have to do it later. I cannot stop singing that song. Maybe we'll meet at a bar. You'll drive a funky car. Like, it has been all over my TikTok and it's been running on a loop inside my brain and I need something to switch it out. Really annoying. I wish that I was hungry right now because I want to like make dinner. That way I can clean up and be like fully cozy, but I ate kind of a late lunch and I'm not that hungry right now. So I'm gonna read for a little bit until then, because after I want to like really grind on my crochet, and I feel like if I start on my crochet right now, I'm not gonna stop and I'm never gonna read because I'm so close to finishing this project and I want it done so bad. By the way, I'm reading the new Hunger Games book. I'm like a third of the way done. So they haven't actually gone into the games yet. Also, new bookshelf. I love it so much, honestly. I will say my only thing with this book, if you're a Hunger Games fan, I think that they're relying too much on like bringing in characters from other like books. Like I will say, I understand some of it. Like some of it makes complete sense. Like I like Plutarch in there because you can start to see like how he became who he became to like actually end up overthrowing the games. But like making Haymitch best friends with Katniss's dad, like stuff like that just felt like unnecessary. And it was honestly like kind of bothering me. Like having like Wyrus and Mags be his two mentors. I just think that that's like unrealistic, I guess. I guess it is like a small world and there aren't like that many victors, but there's enough that I feel like both of the mentors didn't need to be people that we knew. And also especially with Wyrus, because he wasn't super keen on Katniss being allies with Wyrus. Anyway, I'll let you guys know my thoughts when I'm like fully finished, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking now. I do like getting to know Haymitch more, and I also think that you can see why he loved Katniss so much. You see so much much of his rebellion and like the types of things that he did, like bringing Luella up and like setting her in front of President Snow, which it's like that was very symbolic to me of like when Katniss shot the apple out of the pig's mouth. And so it's like you can see why he was like the only one that was supportive of that, because he's like, no, like let's fucking go, like let's show these people who we are and like what we're made of, and that we're not just gonna like take it lying down. And I do love that aspect of it. Okay, I'll see you at dinner. If you guys were here during my last video, then you know that this is the chronicles of my broken stove. I need to get a new one, but I'm waiting until I have a good place to get it shipped. The one thing that really helps with dishes is just like wiping everything off before I go to eat it. That way this doesn't get all like stuck to the pan. Here she is, she looks gorge. I honestly only read like 10 pages, but I was so hungry like immediately after I started reading. So I'm gonna read for a little bit after I eat this, but we'll give it a taste test, moment of truth. It really hits every time. I'm such a pasta girl. I grew up in my house, like we ate pasta probably like 3 nights a week. I've taken that with me through my life. No dinner would be complete without dessert. I'm having 2 of the dairy-free mini cones from Trader Joe's, and then we'll get cleaned. These are awesome. Okay, I'm trying to show you. Here's what it looks like. It has like this hard crunchy chocolate on top, which I really like, but it's so cute. That's why I need like 2 or 3 of them to satisfy me, but love. I'm gonna go ahead and brush my teeth and stuff just so that I can actually get cozy in bed and crochet. I floss my teeth every night. Every cavity that I've ever had has been in between my teeth, and so my dentist basically bullied me into it, and I haven't had a cavity since. These things always like break. Like half the time I have to use 2. Oh my god. Or 3. 4? What, like, is it me? I also should use my electric toothbrush, but it's literally never charged. Like I'll get on a kick where I'm like, oh, I should do it, and I'll charge it, and then I'll use it for like a week, and then it'll die, and then I never charge it again. And I just keep using a normal toothbrush. It's time to be cozy and crochet. I will tell you, it's so nice to not be somewhere like freezing cold at night. I haven't even turned on my heater yet. It's 70 degrees in here, which might sound like warm to some of you, but I really like being warm, so it's kind of perfect for me. I can't wait to show you guys the progress on this because I feel like I've made a lot recently. I have about 10 flowers left to make, and then I just have to like finish attaching them to this. But it sits like this. I basically have 2 more rows on the one side to attach. I'm obsessed with it. Like it's definitely my favorite thing that I've made so far. I think today my goal will just be to like make a couple flowers. I'm honestly getting really tired. It's only like 9 o'clock. It's so weird. My internal clock is off because last night I wasn't tired at like 11 and I had to force myself to go to sleep. And then tonight it's like 9 o'clock and I'm like, I can barely keep my eyes open. Today was kind of a long day though. So was yesterday. Yesterday I went to a protest. It was awesome. It was the hands-off protest. I think it's estimated that like 3 to 4 million people across the country showed up at like their various locations. But I went in Salt Lake City, Utah. There was 10,000 people there. It was kind of crazy because it was at the same time as the Mormon like conference thing, I guess, that they have every year. So there was a lot of Mormons that flew in for it, or Mormons that already live in Utah just like drove in, but they were all like dressed going to the conference, like their fancy clothes, and we were passing them all with our protest signs. And I thought that it was interesting because my first reaction, I guess, which this probably isn't good, but I grew up in North Carolina as a queer person, so I have a little bit of like religious trauma, I guess, in that regard of just like, I'm a little bit afraid of religious people because I faced judgment from religious people in the past. And definitely some of them were being judgmental, but I did get some comments from people that were saying that they went to the conference and they went to protest, or they watched the conference while they made their protest signs with their family. I feel like that's like giving me a little bit of hope. I also thought that it was awesome. Since I was at the one in Salt Lake City, there was a speaker at the protest that was Mormon, and at first I thought he was ex-Mormon. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Because I don't know why, I guess in my head, all Mormon people are just really conservative, but he gave a whole speech, it was so good, basically about how principles of the Mormon church do not align with the current administration and just how against all of their beliefs it goes, and it was just super interesting, and I was so glad that they had that representation, especially in Utah, because you could see some of the people that were at the protests that had been to the general conference, and hopefully even people that were just walking to the general conference, passing the protest, got to hear a little bit of it, because it was eye-opening for me as a non-religious person. So I imagine as a religious person, especially if they've grown up in a church where it kind of only allows them to view things one way, I think so many religious people get so caught up in like being like pro-life or having like these very specific things that they almost start to ignore all other issues, and they don't even get like fully educated on the issues like about abortion and stuff like that, because they just never are allowed to really look at science and things like that, or even if they do, it's like their religion like rejects it. But I just thought that that was like super, super interesting, and I was so proud of everyone that showed up yesterday. And it's the first time that I think I've started to feel like a little bit hopeful. And I know that that sounds crazy, but I think like since the inauguration, it's just like every day it's like more and more and more bad news. It almost feels like we're living in like a reality TV show. None of it feels real. Oh, I just feel like this is about to start tangling like crazy. Also, you can hear the highway outside. Sorry about that. I am in a gas station parking lot. But it just like felt good to see that many people there. I was a little bit disappointed that there weren't more young people there. I think at a protest like that, you expect it to be a lot of young people. I was very impressed by the turnout for like millennials, especially with their kids, and then also like Gen Xers. Like there was so many people there that were like over the age of 50, and I thought that that was awesome, especially like so many white women there. And after the results from the polls had come out about the election and how white women voted like 54% for Trump, it like made me a little bit more hopeful. The whole thing overall made me a little bit more hopeful, and I went with friends and a bunch of my family members that live in like different cities, different states. A ton of people I knew went, and I don't know, it's like one of those things that it's like we don't know if it'll do anything, and obviously like one isolated thing isn't gonna do anything. Like we're gonna have to keep protesting and like keep showing up. It did feel good to at least see a little bit of like the fact that we are like really all in this together, and that we're not living in a world where everyone supports him. And I think that that can be hard to see sometimes when you see everything that's being passed. I have 2 really big backpacking trips this summer, and I'm getting a little bit nervous for them. I went on a hike today in Bryce Canyon. Oh, I lost my stitch. And I'll tell you what, it was only like 1,600 feet of elevation gain in like a few miles. I was out of breath. My heart rate was way higher than it was last summer when I was doing some of that elevation, so I definitely need to start hiking more. I've been running a lot, but mostly on flat ground, and that's just like so different in terms of getting in shape. So that was maybe like the little bit of the kick in the butt I needed to start doing some longer hikes, and also working on just like elevation gain in general. But I'm really excited for it. I am doing 150 miles of the John Muir Trail, which is crazy. That has been on my bucket list forever, and this company reached out to me and asked if I wanted to go on one of their trips. It's like fully like guided, and some other content creators and journalists and stuff like that are going. I'm so excited for it. I'm definitely going to train for it. I think that they're also like giving us a training plan, so that'll be good, because I don't think a lot of the people there have backpacked, and this will be like the longest backpacking trip I've ever done by a long shot. We're going to be going out for 2 weeks straight, and the longest backpacking trip I've ever done is 5 days. So this is definitely like out of my comfort zone, but we're also summiting Mount Whitney, which was on my bucket list for this summer, so it's like kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. This is a tangled mess, but we're just gonna work with it as we go. Then I'm also doing the Dolomites. If you don't know what they are, they're these routes in Italy, and they go through and you hike from tea hut to tea hut. I'm doing it with 2 of my friends from college and then one of my friend's sister. It's gonna be epic. Again, has been on my bucket list forever, and I feel so lucky to have friends that like want to do cool stuff like that. I think since I have so much planned this summer, because I also have some other backpacking trips planned, but summer is like my favorite time in the van. I think before then I'm kind of gonna like post up and give myself a little bit of a breather, so I'll probably be in the desert for like the next 2 months, and I will just be like mentally preparing to go like balls to the wall this summer and travel nonstop. I found that like I love to be go go go, but my mental health reaches a certain point where I need a break, and I really don't want that to happen this summer. Like I'd rather take my break when it's like the season isn't as good for doing the things that I love to do. Since I was just like skiing and snowboarding a lot, my family was just visiting, and I don't know, March was just like a super busy month for me. I also went to New York and did some other things. I'm like, let's take a breather. and then go really hard this summer for like 3 months. But I am really excited about it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this tonight. I think I might just get like the last few flowers made and then call it, because I'm getting really tired and it's already like, what time is it? 9:20? Maybe I'll just wake up super early and finish my drive. Tomorrow I need to do a lot of chores. It's gonna be like a full chore day. I need to dump my compost toilet, which is like the worst chore. I also need to do laundry, change my sheets, clean my whole van, go to the grocery store. I filled water yesterday, which is nice, so I don't have to do that. But I think like I just want a full reset, like getting to a new place. I feel like especially after a long drive, like I kind of just like neglect all of my cleaning and stuff. There's so much dirt all over my floor. But anyway, I will see you guys in the morning for my little Love's Parking Lot morning routine before I hit the road. I love you guys so much. Sleep tight. Survived the night in the gas station parking lot. Actually quite cold this morning, so I turned my heater on. I've been laying in bed editing, getting the TikToks and Reels posted now, and then I'm gonna get up and start organizing my life. I need to take down my window covers, brush my teeth, wash my face, make breakfast, and then get gas before I hit the road. I slept so good last night, actually. Even though there's like so much road noise, I feel like I passed out, didn't wake up until like 6 a.m., which for me to sleep through till then and like not even have to get up and pee is pretty good. And then I went back to sleep for like another hour after that. So I'll take it. All right, let's get after it. Also, little lip update for you. It's gotten so much better. The blisters are gone ever since I started using this lanolin, which I got in my last video. The one issue that I'm having right now is my lips are still really dry, so I'm trying to like rehydrate them, but the corners of my mouth keep cracking, like if I open my mouth too far, or like, I don't know, and that is really painful. But I'm happy that at least I'm able to do normal things, because for a while it was hard for me to like even drink and eat. If you didn't watch my last video, I got sun poisoning on my lips while I was skiing, and it has been like the most horrific recovery process of my entire life. Also, I think some people are gonna find this surprising. Even when I park places like here where there's like a public bathroom inside, I still use the toilet in my van. Like, yes, I have to dump it. And so you'd think like, oh, you'd save yourself that by going inside. The last thing that I want to do first thing when I wake up is in my pajamas go into a public restroom and like see other people. So I just use my own. I like feeling at home. Also, I used to always wash my face in the morning, and I've kind of stopped doing that because I've been having problems with my skin, which you would think that it would be the opposite. But my skin has actually gotten better since I stopped doing that. I'll put like lotion on it, and then I'll put sunscreen on it, and like if I have little crusties in my eyes, like I'll wipe them out. But I find that like I don't really need a cleanse, like a full face cleanse first thing in the morning, because like usually I'm gonna go work out and then I'm gonna wash my face then, and then I'm probably gonna wash it at night, like to wash everything off from the day. And especially being out in the desert, which I think is when I started having issues with my skin. I'm an East Coast girl, and so my skin is really used to the humidity, and so I think especially when I'm already in an area where it's like drying out my skin more than what it's used to naturally, it's just better for me to cleanse it less often unless it's like necessary. I desperately need to go to the grocery store, so I don't have a ton of things for breakfast. I ran out of like yogurts and granola, like all of my go-to, but what I do have is cinnamon rolls, so we're gonna make one in my waffle maker. Here is a little close-up. She's gorgeous. It's so funny that I'm like literally parked at a gas station right now making cinnamon rolls for breakfast in my entire house. That's what I love about van life. Are you guys tilted? Better? I don't know. Moment of truth. So good. Hits every time. There's the damage. Not too bad. Gas is relatively cheap here, and my tank also wasn't all the way in. But trust me, I've had some fill-ups that are like $150. It's crazy. Okay, well, thank you guys for spending the last 14 hours with me in a Love's parking lot. We had so much fun. I promise I do want to get more adventures on these YouTube vlogs. I know I share a lot more of that on my short form stuff, but it's also been winter, and the only like adventures that I've been doing is skiing and snowboarding, and that's really hard to film solo. This summer, I want a ton of like backpacking, hiking type content, and I want to take you guys along for those adventures too, because I don't just live in a van, obviously, to sleep in a Love's parking lot, although I do that sometimes. So like, stay tuned, bear with me. Also still figuring out this long form stuff, but it's been really fun for me, and I love you guys so much. If you made it to this point in the video, you literally have no idea how much that means to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I hope you guys have the best day.